Hey, welcome back. So today, well, in the last few weeks, months, I've been working with all kinds of fresh herbs. And I've got one that I've been neglecting, Tarragon. Now, unfortunately, I don't have this growing in my garden yet. Probably next season I'll have it growing. My Tarragon plant is only about this tall, really hasn't come into its own yet. Not harvestable yet. So I did get store-bought. And it's okay. Fresh Tarragon store-bought is better than no Tarragon. So what makes Tarragon special? Well, when most people think about Tarragon, they think Sauce Bearnaise. Sauce Bearnaise, of course, is a hollandaise sauce that is flavored with, usually in the kitchen, it's going to be a Tarragon reduction. Very acidic, very Tarragon-y. Yeah, Tarragon. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a pan sauce, but it's going to be a Tarragon Cream. It'll be good. It'll be really good. So I need something to put that over. So I've got very thinly cut pork chops. These are no bones, no nothing like that. So these are boneless, center cut pork chops. Pork chops these days are very, very lean, especially in the United States. Almost too lean. So they beg and scream for a brine, which will bring some flavors and some moisture and some salt into the pork chop. So let's make one. A brine is essentially salt and water. And that's fine. That's all you really need for a brine. But it's also an opportunity to throw flavor in. So I'm going to make a citrus brine. So I've got some citrus. And I've also got some spices that I'm going to throw in there too. So I've also got a little bit of a sweetener. We're going to go with some molasses today. And of course I've got salt. Right here I've got I've got about a quart of water. Now, a quart of water is going to take about a third to a half a cup of salt, depending on how salty you want it. And with that being said, I'm not going to really tell you, I'm not going to give you proportions, because I want you to taste your brine. Taste your brine, okay? So let's get this up to a boil. This induction cooker will get it up there real quick. And while it's coming up to a boil, I'm going to add in my spices. Tarragon has kind of an anise flavor to it, so why not throw in a little star anise? It'll go very well. So if I had fennel seed, I'd throw that in there too. But I've got 2 star anise pods. I've got 6 cloves. Those will go in. 2 bay leaves. 1, 2. And I'm going to throw in my salt now. I'm going to start off with about a quarter cup, and then I'm going to see where I'm at. There we go. And I'm going to probably put in a quarter cup of the molasses also. There we go. And while that's coming up to a boil, I'm going to cut these. I'm also going to throw in about 15 whole peppercorns, black peppercorns. In something like this, a brine, you don't want to use ground peppercorn because it will extract almost too much flavor. So stick with a whole on this. You want the pepper flavor, but not too much of a kick to it. My brine has been boiling for about 5 minutes now. You want it to boil for a little bit. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, I put my hand in boiling water. Okay, very salty. which is kind of what we want. Since these pork chops are so thin, I don't want to have them in the brine very long. So a good hour is all I really need. So with that being said, I kind of want to have a fairly strong brine. Plus, I'm going to cool it down with these ice cubes, so I want it fairly strong. So again, taste your brine, then go from there. Okay, I'm going to turn that off, and let's get the citrus in there. And this is going to steep for another 5-10 minutes. There we go. Let that sit for about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll get our pork in the brine. My brine has been going, it's been steeping for about 10 minutes now. Time to incorporate it. It's still kind of too hot for the pork right now, so that's why I got the ice. Pour that all in there. I want the ice cubes to melt. Now, at this stage right here, you can jar this up, throw it in the refrigerator, and use it whenever you need to. Okay, so my temperature is about body temperature, which is pretty good. Let's get the pork in the brine. And we'll let this sit in the brine. I'm probably going to move it to the refrigerator, maybe, for about an hour. And that'll give it plenty of time for the brine to get some work done on this pork. Okay, pork chops are out of the brine. Time to finish this dish. I'm going to first flatten them out a bit. So I've got a little piece of plastic wrap, and I've got we'll call it the attitude adjuster. I like to do the rough side first. And we're going to thin this out. We're going to thin this out quite a bit. Of course, while I'm trying to talk, but that's not going to work too well. But now I'm going to use the smooth side. Okay. Now it's time to get it into the pan. I'm going to adjust the camera so, well, you can see what's going on while I, bringing it up to temperature. And we're going to just cook these off. It's not going to take very long. Got enough room for two. Now you notice I didn't season this. Why? Because I brined it. Don't need to season it. Now this isn't going to take very long, which is good. Because we're going to go sear these off, pull them out. We'll set them over here. And then we're going to build our sauce. Time to give these guys a flip. A nice little color on them. And give that another minute. So with the pork, when I got them out of the brine, I patted them off. You can rinse them off if you think it's a little too strong. That's fine. Some people will do that. I really don't feel the need to. Okay, so we got a nice little bit of brownness on each side. Let's pull these out. Now let's start building our sauce. You got a nice little fond in there. See that nice little brown stuff there? That's pretty good. We're going to start off with some shallot. That's about a tablespoon or so. I chopped it up pretty fine so that there's no big chunks in the sauce. Let's throw a little bit of garlic in. I don't want to cook that very long. And I'm going to deglaze with some chicken stock. That's about 1/4 cup or so. We'll let that cook down. And I'm going to kind of scrape off all the stuff that's stuck to the bottom. Now you could do this with white wine, and normally I would, but I didn't have any. Okay, the chicken stock is almost all the way gone. Time to add, well, a little bit of cream. Nice and thick. I'll add a little more. We'll bring this up to a boil and let it reduce just a bit. Okay, let's check for consistency. See how it coats the back of the spoon and the line stays when I give it a tap? It's exactly what you want. Time to add the last 2 ingredients. The tarragon. I'm going to throw the pork in. Just let it cook a bit. All the juices that came out go in. Give that a minute. And now to round out the sauce, we'll throw in just a few pats of butter. If you ask me, that's maybe a tablespoon. And when you put butter in a sauce, that's when you want to take the heat off. Mix that butter in. Let's give it one final taste. Really nice. Could use a little bit of black pepper, but actually I think I'm going to use white. Now let's plate this up. Got some roasted red potatoes. Oh, I just cooked these off, a little salt, pepper, olive oil, and a little bit of tarragon. A little bit of fresh asparagus. All I did was roast them off with just a little bit of salt and pepper and olive oil. Oh, by the way, the potatoes and the asparagus go great with tarragon. We'll just drizzle our spoon our sauce over top. And a little bit on the potatoes won't hurt. There you have it. My tribute to tarragon. Oh, by the way, thank you for all the well wishes over my eye surgery. They're greatly appreciated. I'll see you next week. Or I think I'm going to do something with cocoa nibs. You'll see. I'll see you next week. Thank you.